I'm back with episode 3 of my Black Sabbath review on Eternal Idols, and this week we are reviewing, well actually I am reviewing, you, as in we, you, we, are listening to my opinion on the third Black Sabbath album, Master of Reality. Master of Reality, the third Black Sabbath album, and I want to read a little review from that shitty toilet paper of a magazine, fucking Rolling Stone magazine, that is better to use to wipe your fucking ass. And this was by some idiot called Lester Bangs talking about these albums. He described Master of Reality as monotonous in an ambivalent review posted on Rolling Stone magazine. However, the same magazine will later place the album in number 298 of the 500 greatest albums of all time. You fucking hypocrites. And it should have been fucking number 3, number 1, or number 2, you fags. You can't even get that right. But first you slam it, then you love it. That's the story. Let me tell you something. Rolling Stone magazine has slammed Black Sabbath and Led Zeppelin all through the fucking 70s. Now they swing from the nuts. You know why they swing from Black Sabbath's nuts? Because they can't deny the influence they've had on people. They just can't do it. You know? And I hate Rolling Stone magazine. Everybody out there should take a big steaming shit on a Rolling Stone magazine, put it in a fucking envelope, and send it back to their fucking ass. Fuck Rolling Stone magazine. Master of Reality, the third Black Sabbath album. It's doomy, gloomy, and they down-tune. I think Tony Iommi down-tuned his strings to like C sharp or C something or other. And so did Geezer. Geezer down-tuned his to match Tony. And it's a very down-tuned album. And you hear a lot of that down-tuning later on in the 90s with the sludgy, grungy bands like Soundgarden and Alice in Chains and Smashing Pumpkins and whatever. But don't hold that against the Masters. Black Sabbath, Master Reality, starts with this. That cough is from Tony Iommi, and it's a song called Sweet Leaf. Now, Sweet Leaf, Geezer Butler said it was about a tea that he had somewhere, but you know, we all know he's full of shit. It's about Mary J. Wanna. And it's a great song, man. It's like just so sludgy and Sweet Leaf, man, it's a fucking classic, and it kicks off this intensely killer album that, in my opinion, is just way too short. But I think that's kind of a good thing. You know, cut off the slab, cut off the fat, and just leave the cream of the crop. And that's what I think this whole album is cream of the crop stuff. Every single song on here, even Solitude, kicks major butt. Even if Solitude is so mellow, I still love the shit. So that concludes Sweet Leaf. You know, what a great review I had on Sweet Leaf. It's about pot and it rules. Then we go into After Forever. After Forever, a song lyric-wise written by Geezer Butler. You know, this week I don't think I'm going to give all you Ozzy haters a hard time saying that Ozzy doesn't write anything, because, you know, I think he didn't write anything on this album. But he's very instrumental on melody, you know, and that's the very important thing about Black Sabbath is if you listen to the melody of the songs. I mean, Geezer Butler himself, you know, said himself that Ozzy was very instrumental, and so did Tony. You want proof? You want proof? Well, I'll spare you the proof this week. Just take my fucking word for it. And if you don't believe me, ask them yourself. He was very involved in melody, and After Forever has the infamous line, "Would you like to see the Pope at the end of the rope? Do you think he's a fool?" Very blasphemous line, but you know, then he goes on to saying that love is God and God is this, and it's almost like a Christian song, you know, or a Catholic, whatever, you know, whatever goody religion it is. They're kind of preaching that worship God, man. He's fucking cool. He made Sweet Leaf. So after Forever, it's, oh man, the groove on it and the bass on it is just, it's just phenomenal, and it's a great fucking song. Then we go into Embryo. Embryo is the first little tiny instrumental in this album. It's kind of the intro to Children of the Grave. It's just Tony doing his little thing, and every time that they play Children of the Grave live, they have to start it with Embryo. It's just a little cute little acoustic thing. And then we go into Children of the Grave, and in my opinion, Children of the Grave is the greatest motherfucking Black Sabbath song ever written. And boy, do I love Black Sabbath, so you know this song really means a lot to me. It is just crushing, man. It starts like, but when the band comes in, it fucking destroys! Children of the Grave, another song that's warning you about, I think it's about, like, you know, just children that are born at that time in 71, which, by the way, that's when this album was released, in July of 1971. I forgot to mention that. And it's about, you know, they thought by 72, 73, somewhere in the 70s, we were all going to get wiped out by nuclear warfare, and you know, so they were pretty much talking about the children today are pretty much children of the grave, because they're just gonna fucking die in a couple of years and they're never gonna be adults. But you know, they were smoking the sweet leaf and they were wrong. But then I don't blame them for doing that, because back then everybody was in fear of nuclear holocaust, you know? Now we go into side 2. And for all you old schoolers out there, side 2, because of the vinyl, you have to flip it around to play it. If you're really old school, I wonder if anybody out there can tell me if you have the original vinyl, if it brought this picture in it, because mine didn't bring this picture. It's just a picture of Sabbath hanging out near a tree. I guess after they smoked some sweet leaf. As you can tell, Ozzy smoked way too much sweet leaf because he had to sit down. So this next song, Lord of this World, well, everybody has different interpretations of it, and I could be wrong, but what I get out of this song is kind of like the Lord of this world is really not like the Lord God, it's really Lord Satan, you know, because this world is just so fucked up and it's just so horrible and miserable and doomy and gloomy, like their music, that it's run by Satan. That's pretty much what I get out of it. Anyway. So the next song is a really mellow song. Not a lot of people's favorites. It's called Solitude. Solitude is, I love it, man. And I believe it's Tony Iommi on the flute, playing the flute there, you know? And it's pretty much it's just a depressing fucking song. Not as depressing as the next album's ballad, which we'll get into that on the next episode. But it's pretty sad. It's just solitude, you know? It's a guy that's is all alone. He said, you know, one of the lines in the song is like, you know, I had everything, now it's all gone, or something like that. I don't know. But it's a really mellow song, and a lot of people think that's Bill Ward singing it, but no, it's Ozzy Osbourne. It's actually Ozzy singing that, and Ozzy had like a different type of tone in his voice and that shit. Anyway, since this album's so short, I'm already at the last song. Last song is the epic Into the Void, man. rocket engine burning fuel so fast. It's like, my interpretation of it is like, you know, people just kind of like a fantasy bullshit. You know, hey man, I hate this fucking world and I want to get on a fucking spaceship and get the fuck out of here. I guess, I don't know. But that's pretty much what Into the Void's about. This album fucking rules. Master of Reality. I highly recommend it even if you don't like Sabbath. But actually, if you don't like Sabbath, you just might as well kill yourself. Seriously. But there's nobody that cannot deny the greatness of this album if you do own it. You'd be saying, God damn, Master of Reality. Now, that's a great fucking album. Anyway, this concludes another fucking episode of the Eternal Idols. And I gotta say, man, Black Sabbath rules. And remember, your mother cheated on your father with Black fucking Sabbath.